Hello and welcome, as this is the first part in talking about these moves that go down really, really low. And in this case with Strat, this level here. There were 27 instances of coins crossed against Bitcoin that are still in existence today. Not many have been delisted on Binance that have had a day where they lost at least double its price from the open and then came back. And there was one time when it went that way down and it stayed down. And these moves, how do they occur? Why do they occur? All that type of stuff. Well, when somebody with a large amount of coins, either accidentally or purposely, sells them all down basically, and they own a lot, then the differential can be quite big, because they can sell it to pretty much nothing. In this case, they did. The high was 2,150 units. The open 2,085. This was the largest one for the year. So the differential was quite extreme, around 60 to 1. And it happened as the market had a down day the day before, starting to retrace lower. Now, Binance has an instrument in now where if you try to put a buy or sell order in that is 10 times the price, they won't let you do it. So coming into that day with a price of 2,085, the lowest buy order you could make was somewhere north of 200, around 208, 210, in that area there. And the highest sell order was around 20 or 10 times higher, about 20,000 units on this. So how could it go down to 30 if the lowest anyone could have ever done from this low here would have been well higher than such? And I've come up with the answer that only one answer makes sense. Is they did this a few months ago. They added that thing in, where if you accidentally or purposely try to buy or sell something greater than 5%, they give you a warning and say, are you sure you want to do this? Now, in that warning is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing for yourself as a trader, where if you make that mistake, you'll get bailed out. And it's a good thing for the market in itself to have such, so that people don't make the mistakes. But when you're trying to capitalize on such, it's a bad thing, because there can be times where these markets could have had more of these days, but somebody didn't sell it or sell it way down or buy it way up because of the warning signal that they had. And it can be a misclick in the typo. Maybe if the price is at, say, 2,800 and they're trying to sell it down and it accidentally sell the 280 number because of the decimal zero was added or something, and then there's your 10x loss right there. So there's so many different ways in which it can happen. So therefore, let's take a look at the results. I'm going to sort them in date order, as there's 27 results of losing double its price and then coming back. So starting on January 18th, we have Wings. January 20th, we have OAX. And then February 1st, when the bear market was solidly in play now, February 2nd, 5th, 27th, March the 8th, March the 11th, 17th, 18th, 23rd, and not again until June the 7th. Well, there's an April Fool's rally. So from April the 1st to end of May, markets were bullish. Generally speaking, these markets will have these moves happen during down movements, because people are trying to exit out of the positions and sell when markets go down. And the up moves, where markets go up 2, 4, 5x and come back in the same manner, would happen in uptrends. PivX was 3 times did they make this list. They made this list here, and again just recently as well. There was another one that made it twice as well. It might have been ENG, I think. But regardless of the fact, nothing until June the 7th. Populous, CND, so 3 in June. Then in July there was 3, 2 on July the 26th. Again in August there was 2 days, August the 13th and the 14th. There must have been a rally after this, because nothing until October the 10th, October 28th. And even with the warnings in place here, and all these, the last few have had warnings, GRS down 4.73, CMT down 51. So again, these would be old orders where somebody a long time ago would have put an order in for such an amazing level lower that has never been deleted in that time, and they managed to get the buy that got hit. So same with the Strat on 1206, and then twice on December the 12th, it was there's ENG again, so they had two, and PivX had its third, and SNM on December the 17th at 2.65. So what I have done is I have put buy orders in almost every single cross against Bitcoin. Why not every single one? I mean, I can afford to do every single one, but the big ones, the NEMs, the Ripples, the Ethereums, the Litecoins, the ones that trade on extremely high volume are the ones that are going to be less likely to get them. And when you get a move like this on either side, what you'll probably get from a big game player is more of a 20 or 30 or 40% decline at tops, or a increase of maybe 50 or 60%, but nothing of the large levels. So those ones I don't have buy orders in. In part two, or the next one, I'm going to be going over Bittrex. And, well, they don't have the warning signs for buying or selling it lower. And they also have an interesting set of rules, or what they do automatically in removing orders, which can actually work to your advantage. I'll talk about that more. But I think this is relatively safe from markets that get delisted, because assume you got a buy order, and all my buy orders are like 7.5 to 9.5 times lower than the current price. But if you have one that's in that area and you have a market getting delisted and it goes way lower, well, oftentimes I think you're going to be relatively safe, because those markets will go down 70, 80, 85%. But there's a decent chance that even if your buy order does get hit, and oftentimes it might not even do such, that you're going to be able to still sell it for a profit. Because you could have a market go from 30,000 down to 5,000 because it gets delisted, which means your buy order might not get hit. But it could go from like 30,000 down to 4,000 back up to 11,000, and you're still going to work out and get yourself a sweet little profit. There's more coins on Bittrex, and there's also more lower volume on Bittrex. Bigger moves than would occur here within these types of strategies. So within such, I'm not going to really be looking for 2x. I'm probably going to be looking for at least 3x lower. When looking at theirs, I'm probably going to sort it. I'm going to count how many coins there are that I think are applicable, meaning Ethereum won't be. And then I'll look at every single one of them, see if any of them had this move, and then document every single one. But with every coin, regardless of if it's had a move or not, I'll put a buy order in. In some cases, maybe two, and I'll explain that in the next part, as you go for majorly insane buy orders and nice buy orders. Because if you're buying for 8 times lower, oftentimes it's going to come back. So you'll get about an 8x gain on the play. So that's what makes these plays really cool. If you don't mind holding Bitcoin on an exchange, that's what you can do. And because I feel we're entering a time where we might have a final wash down lower hit, it's a good idea that by the end of the day or into tomorrow, I get most of my Bittrex orders in. I've got all my buy orders in for Binance, and I'll probably end up doing the same thing on Poloniex as well. Cryptopia, I probably should do the same as well. So thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.